In this video, I will try to solve puzzles that top grandmasters solved in just 10 seconds. Let's see how long I take. Okay, so starting with the puzzle number 1, we are playing with the white pieces. We need to somehow win this position. The black king is very weak, always starting with the basic idea of check captures threat. Always starting with a check, we are having 3 checks available in this position. Starting with the basic pawn check. If g3, the king will run away. I don't know, maybe on h5. And after g3, king h5, knight f4, the king can maybe go on over here, and I don't see a mate. Maybe knight h3 check, the king will run away on f6, so maybe g3 is not working. Coming to the second step, bishop g3 check maybe, bishop g3 check, king to g5, maybe I can play bishop f4 check, but the king will run away with f6. Queen e1 check, the king will run away to g5, queen g3 check, and the king will once again run away with f6. Can I play bishop g6, bishop g3 check, king g5, bishop h4 check, king h4, queen h1 check, king will have to go to g5, and now, okay, I see a very good tactic, which is queen h5 check, and if the king move, I can capture the queen. So he have to capture the queen. I can play knight to f4 check, the king have to go maybe if h4, just g3, king over here, take, move, and I can take the queen, and that's winning. Okay, let's put it on the board. Bishop to g3 check, king goes to, okay, if the king goes over here, I believe I'm already having this check and I can capture the rook. That's also winning. So yeah, king over here, I can give a check, not allowing the king to run away. The king is forced to capture the bishop. If he goes over here, I believe I can give a check, I can take, and I can still win the queen, and that's winning. Yeah, so he have to capture the bishop, and now maybe just queen h1 check, the king goes over here, and queen h5 check, which is actually the only move, and now the king have to capture it. That's the check. If the king goes over here, the king eventually have to go on over here, and then simply take, the king have to move, I capture the queen, and that's winning. This is the winning endgame. So yeah, with this we have pretty easily solved this first puzzle, so now let's move on to the next puzzle. Okay, so we have the second position on the board. It's white to play and we need to somehow win this position. Even the engine says it's a draw. So let's see. So I believe we need to make a queen. But how to make the queen is the question. The most natural move that comes in my mind is to simply sack the pawn with h5. He have to take, and maybe I have to push either of the one pawn, and that's winning. That looks winning. Maybe that should be winning. Let's see. Starting with the most obvious g6, because if I try to push this pawn, e pawn, and sack this pawn, basically this bishop covers the square. So that makes sense to sack the h pawn and the g pawn and then play the move e6. And the only way for black to stop it is to play the move bishop a3. And can I somehow stop the bishop from covering the square? Let me think. I can play knight f4, but he will capture it and still nothing is happening. Can I play knight b4? If he captures with the king, I can push. He captures with the bishop. I guess I can play a4, yeah. a4 is winning. That should be winning, because now the pawn is the bishop is kind of overloaded, controlling both the squares. So the king have to come. I can push, and if the king goes over here, I can push. He goes over here, I can push. He goes over here, and I can push. Yeah, and that should be winning. Yeah, so maybe h5. Okay, still it's a draw according to the engine. g6 takes, e6, bishop a3, and now knight b4. And yeah, knight b4 is the win. Knight b4 is the win. If it takes with the king, it's a win. He has to take with the bishop, and now here comes the legendary move, I believe, maybe brilliancy, I don't know. a4, and yeah, king b3 and just a5. If king over here, just push. King over here, just push. And the bishop covers it, and I can push this. Even this should be winning. Even this is winning, and I can capture the. Yeah, I can make the queen, and that's winning. That's a winning endgame. Yeah. So yeah, with this we have solved the position number 2 as well. So now let's move on to the next position. Okay, so now we have the position number 3 on the board. It's white to play and we need to somehow win this position. Black pawn is only one square away from making the queen, and black is also attacking the knight and at the same time. And if I just try to go for this, it's a draw. The bishop versus rook is a draw in game, all those who don't know. Okay, so I need to somehow give check to the black king with the knight, so that I can, on the next move, I can capture the pawn. That makes sense. I want to play rook c7 check, but I believe the king can simply run away, and that's a draw. I believe rook g8 should be the win. somehow, because that looks like the only move to me. Rook g8 check. The king is only having one square maybe, or maybe b7 or d7. Okay, if the king goes to d7, I can give a check, and I can capture the pawn, and that's win. So I guess rook g8 check, the king b7 is the only way, and I guess knight c5 check. If king c6, I'm having this rook c8 check maybe. Okay, let me just put it on the board. It's a check. The king can't really attack the rook, so it doesn't matter whatever black does. I will capture the pawn. So yeah, check, and the king can't really go to c6. Maybe the only square. If the king goes over here, I can simply capture the pawn because the knight is not really attacked. So black have to attack the knight. Okay, so I can't really give a check now because the knight is hanging. So a check like this maybe. I want to give a check like this, but it won't really change the fact. So maybe check like this. If the king goes over here, once again it's a check, and I can capture the pawn. Like the bishop comes, I can take. He cannot take because the bishop is hanging. So yeah, I believe the king have to go over here. And okay, now it's the same pattern maybe. And after reaching this position, maybe yeah, I can simply capture the pawn now. He takes, I'm having rook g1, and I'm winning the bishop, and that's it. So yeah, third puzzle was also like, okay, it was a bit tricky, but yeah, it was fun. So yeah, now let's move on to the final puzzle of the day. Okay, so now we have the final position, the fourth puzzle on the board. It's white to play, and we need to somehow win this position. The question is how. Okay, let's see. Definitely black should get mated over here because black is already material-wise having the +8 advantage. He's having just 10 of material, I'm having low on material. Okay, so let's see. Starting with the obvious move, which is queen c3 check. The king goes over here, I can give a check. I can give a check. The king goes over here, I can give a check. Maybe bishop g5. If the king is over here, I can take bishop f6. I believe bishop g5 also works because after it takes, he's having queen f6, and that's winning for black. So yeah, it's not working. It's not working. Okay. Can I sack the bishop or something? Take, check, check. Okay, the rook is coming in between, so it's not working as well. Let's see. So queen c3, I believe it's not working. Starting with queen e3 check maybe. The king goes over here. I can give a check maybe. The king is over here. But I don't see any progress, so it doesn't make any sense. I can give a check like this. The king goes over here. I can give a check. The king might go here. Yeah, that's the only way, maybe. Or if you're having some other, okay, he's also having this way, this move. This is actually winning. Yeah, it's winning. Yeah, it's a mate over here, and okay, now the king can run away, and that's a winning for him. That's not really working up. Maybe queen e3 is also not working. Okay, so yeah, maybe I found something very nice in the position, which is actually very nice. Knight f6, yeah. This should be the winning move because after knight f6, I have calculated a bit much. Bishop f6, queen c3 check, king e4, queen e3 check, king f5, queen f3, king over here, queen f5 check, king f5, bishop h7. That's a mate. That's a mate. If the king goes anywhere, queen h7 is a mate. And yeah, this should be the answer. This should be the answer. If I'm not wrong, this should be the answer. And if it takes with the rook, it's still the same thing. Like after here, I'm having this check. Basically the e6 square is covered up, and it's still a mate. Like king g6 check, and that's a mate on g5. So yeah, I guess this is it. That's how you solve these 4 puzzles. So it took Grandmaster 10 seconds, and many of the Grandmasters was not really able to solve these puzzles, but yeah, it was fun. So yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed this puzzle, and yeah, if you want to check your friends' tactical skills, make sure to share this video with them, and make sure to tell me in the comments below how long will it take your friends to solve these 4 puzzles. It's going to be very interesting to see because all these puzzles I believe are very tough for beginners, I believe, but yeah, it was fun. So I hope that you guys have enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to like, share and subscribe. I'm going to come up with these more interesting videos like this. Till then, stay tuned and keep watching OneShot Chess. Bye bye.